Discover Buick, one of America's fastest growing auto brands. See for yourself why Lexus and BMW owners are switching to Buick.
Are we all set? Okay, guys. Again, I appreciate you coming. Thanks so much. Got a great challenge this week in Georgia Tech, another ranked opponent, and we're excited to be home after 2 weeks on the road. We started our preparation yesterday with kind of a walkthrough or jog through, if you will, and then had a good practice this morning. You know, and we'll have another practice tomorrow and then go from there. So, great challenge, Georgia Tech. I think you all know prolific offense. I mean, it's I was just saying to Joe, you have to give all the numbers a double look because you can't believe the yards per carry and what they're doing. But 43 points per game, 6.3 yards a carry, 517 total yards. Obviously a team that does not beat themselves in turnovers or penalties. And then I think the defense that Coach Groh employs really marries well to the offense. They don't give up big plays. They keep the scoring down. And clearly it's going to be a great challenge for us in all three phases, most particularly on special teams, and where we did not play very well last week. So with that, I'll open up to any questions that you have.
Yeah, how helpful is it that Mark has seen this offense before and, obviously has a little bit of a plan in his mind how he wants to defend it?
Yeah, I think Paul's the best at this. Coach Johnson, I think he's the best. So I think he's seen it all. So it's really just move, counter move. So he'll see what we're in, and then he'll go, to whatever it is that his next move is, and then you just have to keep playing the game, and you need some stops. Again, I think they make you be disciplined. You can just see by the yards per catch that they have that they're getting explosive plays. You got to try to limit the explosive plays, and then the slot backs yard per carries is phenomenal. So, but I think Mark is, clearly he's got a plan. Our plan's a little bit different than we had, previously because we have different personnel here, and so it's just something that I think he's comfortable with.
Coach, everyone talks about their offense. Can you talk about their defense? Obviously, you have a pretty big familiarity with their philosophy there.
Yeah, I think again the whole theory of the defense is don't uncover the guys who make plays for our offense. Make sure you're jamming them. Don't give them easy access. Don't give free throws. And then just be really sticky. And they do a really good job at that. They play team defense. They've had 8 interceptions, I believe, already. They're not giving up a lot of explosive plays. And again, I think that marries well to what they're doing on offense, because a lot of people have a hard time keeping up with their offense as long as the defensive part of it does not give up explosive plays or easy touchdowns. So certainly have a familiarity with it. But again, you're talking 5-6 years into 6 years now, and Al's doing different things now with this group, most particularly on third down than we did when we were at Virginia.
Al, Brandon Washington said this morning that I think his line was that he guesses not when somebody asked him if he was going to get moved inside if he's not going to be a left tackle this week. Where is he right now as far as, I know you don't rank them 1 through 5, but for a guy that was being pointed to as a leader and a pillar a couple of weeks ago, it seems like his stock has fallen pretty quickly. Is that the case?
Well, I think he's one of the best 5 right now. I mean, that's why he's been the starter. So, again, I don't know what moving him inside and all that comes from. I think obviously he's competing with Chantrell. Chantrell's gaining ground. He's going to gain ground on somebody. But again, we got to make sure that Chantrell continues to improve, and hopefully Brandon will compete and hold them off. I mean, again, it doesn't matter to me who the 5 are. I'm just looking for the best 5. Like everybody was raving today on the offensive field because Fig had a really good day. So I'm pleased with that. But again, Brandon Washington is a really talented player, and we need him to play better than he has been, and certainly need to play better than he played Saturday.
Coach, you're at the halfway point of the season. How would you assess the first 6 games as you get ready for the second half?
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to get ready for Georgia Tech. You know, I mean, the first, you know, there was just been so many different challenges. You know, outside of football, and we've obviously played a real competitive schedule. Number one, I think number two, every game that we've been in has basically been a real competitive game, you know, I think we learned a lot about our team. I think we're getting better. I think certainly on offense we're making a lot of progress, and in defense we made a lot of progress Saturday. So, but again, in terms of assessing the season, you know, I don't know. It's been we're just week to week at this point. I think it's the best way to say it.
Coach, a couple of weeks ago you said Denzel, you wanted to see more consistency out of him.
Sure.
Are you seeing that?
Yes. Yeah, I think Denzel played really well Saturday. And you know, he's made himself valuable on the third down package, and he's also playing special teams.
How's Jimmy Gaines doing in the middle, and are you comfortable or confident in that position?
Yeah, I like Jimmy a lot. Jimmy played well. The last 2 weeks, Jimmy played really well, and he's very bright. He plays with energy. He runs the defense. Really like Jimmy. He's doing a nice job for us right now.
There's a lot of players talk about how much they enjoy Jed's offense, the system. What is it about the style that all these players really enjoy playing?
Well, it's not an ego-oriented system. You know, there's a lot of coordinators out there that will just say, okay, this is my system, and if you're not going to get a ball today, or you're not going to get a play, then I'm sorry. But really, it's his whole philosophy on offense is players first, then plays, and so you know, he knows that you know, we kind of identify who the playmakers are, and that could be based on our personnel, or it could be based on what the defense does. Who are going to be the playmakers first in the game, and then he finds a way to get them the ball. So I think the kids recognize that, and then, you know, the other thing is Jed's very bright, number one. Number two, I think he makes it fun for the kids. I mean, he makes it fun every day. He makes it fun. He engages them. I think they've learned a lot. I think they've learned quickly, and they're responding. They're certainly responding.
Coach, at least everybody talks about, you know, the difficulty of stopping the triple option game, at least the game that I saw the Tech play. They also have just run a simple pitch sweep and then the deep pass. How much does that kind of change of pace add to the complexity of the thing?
Yeah. There's no question, and you know, something that he didn't really do a lot at Navy. He's taking the ball and he's throwing it out there to the perimeter, so to number 5. So I mean, those are all things that again, he's evolving, you know, and he's doing what his kids do well. And but certainly, you know, the name of the game against these guys is you know, keep your eyes on your luggage, you know, and have a good eye discipline, and don't give up an explosive play. That's the key. I mean, all those things that you just named have a tendency to be explosive plays.
Al, is it particularly vital this week? I mean, they're going to get 10-yard games. They're going to get 15-yard games at times. That's just the nature of that thing. Is it particularly vital that when that happens this week, it's immediately forgotten and not? I know you talk about next play all the time.
Yeah.
Against this team, when they get 10 can lead to 30 real quick when guys don't react.
You got it. You know, I mean, we have to run to the football, and if we do make a mistake, we have to run through our mistakes and pursue the football. And Tim, you're exactly right. I mean, they get plays, and again, he's constantly evolving as the game goes on. And then again, I don't want to bore you with all the technical aspects of this option versus that option versus that option, but he's constantly evolving to try to find a way to move the ball, and then he'll get you, and then you got to counter back. And so when he does get you, you're right. You just got to move on to the next play, or it's gonna keep getting you. And then, you know, you can't have guys saying, "Well, I thought." You know, you gotta trust your keys, read your keys, and have great eye discipline.
A lot of people didn't think that this would work in a BCS conference, but you know, you saw it
Yeah.
back when. You know, now you're seeing it now.
Those are the same guys that said, "Don't take the Temple job," right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He's the best. No, not at all. He had that thing humming at Navy, and he didn't have these kind of kids. Now I know he was beating Notre Dame and all kinds of, you know, people there. But now he's added some dimensions. He's got more speed. His offensive line is bigger, and he's added, like I said, he's added some dimensions to the perimeter game that are, pretty cool. So again, I got a lot of respect for that staff and certainly Coach Johnson, a heck of a football coach.
Their fullback position's gotten better again, right, this year?
Yeah, well, again, when we faced them at Navy, they always had a big bruising fullback, and sometimes those guys were just straight ahead guys, and they would knock the pile forward. But what they have now is a guy that can, if you're not on it, he's going to get in the secondary pretty quick. So he's not small, 208, 210 pounds or whatever, but he's not what Coach had at Navy there in terms of just being a downhill, get the dive and knock it all forward. These guys, when they get to the second level, can make it, make it go.
Coach, with the success of Georgia Tech's offense, why do you think more teams
Aren't copying it?
doing similar things?
Well, I think Paul's the best. I mean, I said it before. I think he's the best. He's the best at running it that there is. So I think more people are running it than you think. They're just running it from shotgun now. You're seeing it more in the spread game. They're just running it. They're using all the principles that, and Coach Johnson got to the point where he was having so much success, no matter where he was. He just, he didn't really. He said, I'm not going to change. I'm just going to do what I do. But certainly there's a whole world of college football out there that are back to doing what he does. They're just doing it from shotgun. And they're doing it from, sets that look different than what Paul's doing. The same theories apply, though.
Coach, how have the walk-ons contributed this season? I saw Nate made a big play.
Yeah, Nate made a big play. Fentress made a big play. There's some guys helping us. Chris Ivory's a guy who was a walk-on snapper, and then we put him on scholarship. So there's certainly some guys that are helping us. And again, for me, it's all about I don't. When I talk to the team, I don't say, okay, you guys are walk-ons and you guys are scholarships. To me, they're all on the team, and whoever does the best job. Again, I keep saying to some of our scholarship kids, these guys are stealing your position. Nate and Fentress and Bruno and guys like that who are getting opportunities to play special teams. They're doing a great job, and they're relishing their role as opposed to I'm too good for that type of thing.
I heard he was a little excited when he got the fumble.
Nate, yeah, he was. He's doing a good job.
Is Chambers spoke out right now?
He is, yeah.
Everything's.
Yeah, he had a personal issue, yeah. But he's full go. He came back Sunday night, Tim.
Coach, obviously you and Mark both coach with Coach Grove. Just talk about the influence that he had on you guys and what
Yeah,
it's like to work with him.
brilliant tactician. I mean, brilliant. The hardest worker I've ever been around. Just a ball coach, and he loves that. I mean, if you said, all right, what do you want to be remembered as? I mean, I would say that. I mean, he's tough. Really great tactician, a football guy, football coach. And certainly a guy who spawned a lot of other coaches. If you just look around, with Coach London or myself, or there's some other guys obviously that were on that staff, Ron Prince and Danny Rocco, and the list goes on. So that were on that staff that went on to have great careers. So incredible respect for he and his wife Ann and their family, and it's going to be interesting challenging them this weekend.
And I guess you see that Parcells Belichick, that coaching tree kind of in him as well.
Oh no, there's no question. I mean, just when you talk to him, you can see it and hear it, and there's no question that was a big part of it. And certainly, even to this day, I mean, you can hear even in some of the things that we say here, there's no question that was an influence. But clearly, I learned more football from him in 5 years than I have in the rest of my career, and just taught me the 3-4 and taught me the flexibility of it, and taught me a lot about football, no question.
What has Streeter shown you compared to what you would hope for him or expect?
Well, I would hope that he would be this guy. I'm very pleased with him. He's doing a nice job. I mean, he's making catches all over his body right now. It's not just, like in Maryland, there's a couple of catches that he trapped, so to speak, But now when you look at it, he's catching it here. He's going back and catching it on the sideline. So he's doing a really good job with his hands, and I think he's getting more confident. Really pleased with his development right now.